Hello, welcome to my channel and to my review of the Seiko PADI Special Edition Samurai. I'm glad you're here. I've been looking forward to doing this review after I did my other Samurai with the gray and black dial. And I'm going to be using this one to show you the differences on a somewhat standard Samurai with less colors on it compared to the special edition. So before we get going, let's do a wristwatch check. And today I am wearing my Luminox Model 1827 Field Day Date watch. This is one of my favorite watches. It looks larger than it is because there isn't a bezel as like in a dive watch. It's a 42 millimeter, and this is the cream dial version. And if you know Luminox watches, you can see the encapsulated tritium tubes. And this has a nice recessed, delicious ivory or cream dial with the three-dimensional little alcoves where the indices, the hour markers, are little tubes of tritium. 200-meter water resistance, all stainless steel, Swiss made, and with a stock, really nice leather strap. Well, I'll be getting into this when I do the review on this watch. So please subscribe and you'll get notifications if you turn that on when I upload this. This will be the next watch that I do. All right, let's get into the Seiko review. Let's do some of the dimensions first. So it's a 44 millimeter diameter watch. The height is 13 millimeters. Not very thick for a dive watch, but it's a chunky, heavy little watch. So that's 13 millimeters, not too bad. And we have 48 millimeters from lug to lug, which is rather on the small size for a dive watch. I've seen 49, 50, 52. So that's kind of small, so smaller wrist. They wear smaller than it is. And from lug to lug this way, for the strap, we have 22 millimeters. And this is a 22 millimeter strap. Speaking of straps, this one I believe comes on a rubber strap. I haven't seen that one, but normally I've been seeing this on a bracelet. And this came with a bracelet. I'm kind of not doing bracelets right now, so I sold the bracelet on eBay in order to fund the purchase of one of my favorite so-called rubber straps of all time, the Luminox Professional strap that came from the 8400 series, and they sell them separately. It's around 60 bucks. So the sale of the bracelet paid for that. The bracelet that comes is really nice. A lot of people kind of don't like it that much because it's not perfect and it has a couple little quirks. But for the money on the price point of the Seiko divers, to get a solid stainless steel triple lock latched bracelet is it's a very nice bracelet for the money. So I'm just not wearing bracelets right now. Speaking of bracelets versus straps, the bracelet is much heavier, and it makes it well balanced. If you take the head of the watch and balance it out by the heavy links that's on the other side of your wrist, it makes it a well balanced watch on your wrist, plus not being too high and having the lug shorter. A smaller wrist can handle this watch. Not very small, but 6 3/4 on up. Very, very comfortable. A little bit heavier as you get a smaller wrist. So this strap only weighs 0.9 ounces. And I think the Seiko rubber strap, which is supposed to be very good too, I haven't had one yet, but it's probably about an ounce. So overall, this watch, as it is, weighs 4.1 ounces. That's really light for a solid stainless steel dive watch and very, very comfortable on the wrist. And we'll take a look at that in a minute, how it looks on my wrist. So that's the weight. The head itself on the Samurais and the Turtles of these new issues of the Turtle and Samurai are right around 3.2 ounces for the head alone. So the 0.9 ounces on the rubber strap brings the entire watch to 4.1. Now, had this been the bracelet that originally came with it, I have large wrists, like 7 3/4 inches. As you can see, my wrists are really wide. That's a 52 millimeter lug watch, and it's still nowhere near the edges of my wrist, so I can actually wear a bigger watch. But this one doesn't go that far and looks really good. But when you have my wrist with almost all the links in the bracelet, maybe one or two are missing, The bracelet with all the links is 3.9 ounces, all stainless steel. So that's heavy. With the watch, you're looking at over 7 ounces, and if you think about it, that's really close to half a pound. So if you're comfortable wearing almost half a pound of watch on your wrist, then the bracelet is very well balanced and really nice. But like me, I'm tending to try to bring the weight down on my watches so I can wear them longer all day and not be uncomfortable. So this setup here, 4.1 ounces, is ideal. And if it comes in the Seiko strap, it's going to be the same thing, really close to the same weight, just a little over 4 ounces. So very easy to carry, very comfortable. And the way that the design is on the back, it makes it for a very comfortable watch. You don't have sweat and debris kind of settling here and being uncomfortable. Very well done. We see the solid stainless steel screwed on back. And we have the Seiko imprinting. And this is part of their Prospex line, and there you can see their Prospex logo, Seiko, and right beneath the Seiko it says Special Edition. The Samurai case, you can see the really nice angles that you have here in the lugs. And on this side you have brushed stainless steel like the rest of the case, but you have a beautifully polished section in the middle. And while we're here, you can see the nice knurling on the bezel. The knurling isn't sharp, but yet it's grippy, so it's perfect for turning the bezel. It's a 120 click unidirectional bezel, so it turns counterclockwise. And this area here is all relieved, so it's very easy to turn the dial. Very satisfying, very clicky. And I'm lucky on all my Seikos that the hour hand and the markers, I'm sorry, not the hour hand, but the 12-hour marker, that vertical line right there, the index mark, and you could bring the pip over, and it's all perfectly aligned. So as you can see on this PADI version, the face of the watch has nice waves in it. Look at those waves. In the sunlight, it's even more pronounced with the shadows because that's a three-dimensional. It's not just the printing on there. It's a really nice wave effect there. As you can see, isn't that great? This one has the Seiko at the top. Let me unscrew the screw-down crown. As you can see, it's a screw-down crown. And it has really nice knurling. Again, not too sharp, but really nice, easy to grab. And it has a step. And we have a brushed stainless steel cap there, unlike the polish that you're going to see in different areas. As you can see, that was easy to unscrew. Mainly because of these, the relief they put. They made it look more like angles, but the other purpose of those angles would be to make the surface area very large, really easy to grab that crown and unscrew it. And it's very precision. It's a really nice movement. Since 2011, they've been making these movements, and which are the 4R 35 and 36. The 35 is this one. The 36 would add the day complication on Monday through Sunday. I just want to bring the minute hand back. And as you can see, the minute hand is red to go along with the red theme of the watch. So you have the PADI theme. So you have the red PADI bezel. All the Samurais I've seen, or a lot of the Samurais, have the arrow and the tip of the second hand red, as you can see there. And then the minute hand is red as well. That's normally the polished stainless steel. They've been polishing also in these reissues the hands instead of brushed. It gives it as you can see there, it gives it a really nice, really professional look. It really is a gorgeous dial. So we have Seiko marking at the top. The Prospex is right below that. Normally you see the Prospex below the center, because they wanted to put the PADI there. So you're going to see the PADI, which stands for Professional Association of Diving Instructors, worldwide organization that trains diver instructors to their standards. Automatic, diver's 200 meter, so it's a diver's watch, and the 200 meter water resistance, which is pretty standard for a good scuba diving watch. Let's compare it to another Seiko, which is more commonly seen as the colors of the hands and so forth. So here, right away, we can see that on this one, you have all three hands are all polished stainless steel. The same red-tipped second hand. And on this one, we have the red minute hand in the red second hand. But also, if you look at the indices on the 12-hour markers, here we see Super Luminova. Both these watches have the incredibly bright Super Luminova that Seiko puts on their watches. And this one, the Luminova is all green. So it glows green in the dark. Where this one, the special edition, the only thing that's green is the minute hand and the pip on top. So here we have the pip marker, and that one is green. The minute hand is green, and all these others are blue, which matches, well, it's blue just like the blue here on the bezel. Again, in keeping with that PADI color. Here, let's, I don't know if we could turn on the lights since I'm using a window light today. Yeah, let's see if we can get this a little bit dark in here. So we can see maybe we can see that lume a little bit. So here, let's take a look and see if we can get the lume going. Here we see the standard Seiko green lume on all the markers, even the second hand. And here is the special edition that is blue. It's not totally dark here, so it's a little bit harder to see, but it is all blue. And the minute hand and the pip are green. There we go, you can see it better there. All blue, and the second hand is green. And on this one, we have all green. And there again is the blue with the green hands. Really nice touch for a special edition. There's a lot of things that they did to the watch, including the face, as you've seen, and so forth, that make that really nice. Nicely done, Seiko. I love it. You gotta love it. Look at that. So getting back to the movement, as mentioned, this is the 4R35 that they've been making since 2011. And that was a really nice upgrade to their previous movements because these are hacking and you can wind it. On the previous movements that they had, or most of the movements that they had in this line, even if you unscrewed the crown, it wouldn't wind up. Only the self-winding mechanism can be used. So you'd shake it a few times just to get it going, put it on your wrist, and hope that it keeps going, because you can't wind it up. And the other thing is you couldn't hack it, which means stop the second hand. And that's very useful if you want to set the time precisely, or if you want to check the accuracy of your watch. And I do that with all my watches. I take one of my Citizen or G-Shock watches that connect to Colorado for the atomic time, and I use that as a basis to set my other watches. And so this one's hacking, so if you see right here, you can pull it all the way out and stop it, for instance here, and then when you put it a minute ahead, and then when the atomic clock, when it catches up to the atomic clock, and then you just push it in and it starts going exactly to the atomic clock. And then it's a good thing to measure it every day, maybe put it in different positions, wear it, and then one night put it face up this way and so forth. And that'll give you a good average of whether you're gaining or losing time and by how much. And these here, I'm really lucky. I have 3 Seiko divers, and they're all within COSC specifications, which is +7 seconds to -5 seconds. and a lot of Switch watches will be in that range. But this one here, I think they're saying it could be, for this movement, it's normally, I think, plus 20 is acceptable, down to 12 minus, something like that. And this farly exceeds that. All three of them have been exceptional. I think I have two that are around plus 5. I think this one's plus 5 seconds, and I have one that's plus 7 seconds, and I have one that's minus 4 seconds. Just exceptional accuracy for an automatic watch. So really happy with that. So these movements, the other specs on the movements are, they're 23 joules. The one with the day complication will be 24 joules. 41 hours power reserve. So as long as you're wearing it every day or every other day, minus those few hours, it's going to keep running. So you don't have to worry about that. You could always hand wind it as well to keep it going if you're going to wear it the next day, for instance. This beats at 21,600 beats per hour, which is sort of on the lower end of the scale as far as beats. Pretty much the standard is a 28.8 or 28.6 beats per hour of the ETA movements. And a lot of the Swiss watches are in the 28 range. You have very, very high beat movements that have been manufactured in the past 50 years or so, probably, that are 36,000, which is really high. When you watch the sweep second hand on those very high beat movements, it's going to look virtually perfectly smooth, like absolutely smooth. You can't see any jerkiness in it. This one here, I believe, is going, some of them, I think the high beat ones, the 28s, are going 8 beats a second. I think this one's 6. I think I got to count it up again, but I think that's what it is. So it looks really nice sweeping through, as you can see. You see a little bit of jerkiness because it's 21.6, not 28. Doesn't do anything with the accuracy, though. It's really fantastic. So this watch has a Hardlex crystal. They all have that Hardlex, which is a hardened mineral crystal. More shadow resistant than sapphire, but can be scratched. This watch here, the Samurais, the crystal is going to be recessed. So it's going to be below the surface of the edge of the bezel to help protect it. You might get a little bit of dirt and debris get in there if you're doing stuff active, but you can just clean that right off. The bezel is sloping away from the center of the watch down this way, and then the stainless steel frame has a little lip as well, and that's going to protect the edge of the bezel. Very nicely done. They did a really good job there. So if you buy this from an authorized dealer, you'll get the 3-year warranty. If you get it from Gray Market, it'll normally be, I don't know, maybe a 1 or 2 year that the seller is going to be giving you. And then they have their watchmakers that are going to hopefully fix that for you. As you can see, the lugs are drilled. Watches that have this, you don't see on a lot of watches, but a lot of the ones that do have this makes it really easy for strap changes. So if you like changing out your bracelets and strap every couple of days or every week, you want to try something different, this is really easy to do. Yep, very easy. You just push the pusher through there and it pops right out. You don't have to go digging around for it over here and scratching your watch. This is an ISO certified diver, so it's a real dive watch. Take a scuba diving. As mentioned, this is the Luminox strap. I'll be doing reviews of this strap. It's marked Luminox there, but it isn't marked anywhere here, which is nice. One of the softest, nicest straps I've ever had. So let me put this on. I'll show you what it looks like on my wrist. It's a very good carrying experience. You can wear it all day and very comfortable. And I'm hearing the Seiko strap is the same way. So this is what it looks like on my wrist. And I have large wrists, 7 3/4 as mentioned. The lugs don't come anywhere near the edge of my wrist. And you can see that the strap is sticking out a little bit. My family has been commenting on that. Well, the strap is too long. For one thing, it has double keepers on this strap here, and this is going to be with the Seiko strap and other straps. You know why? Because they are dive straps. So you can put it outside of a wetsuit, put it on other jackets if you're not diving. And you've got room to do that. You could put it over a shirt or whatever if you need to look at the time when you're outdoors doing your outdoor adventures. So that's it on the wrist. As you can see that blue glow, even though it's daytime. That lumino is crazy, isn't it? Look at that. It's just crazy. Love it. I'm a lume junkie, man. I love lume. I almost don't buy a watch. I can imagine buying a really nice dress watch that doesn't have lume, of course, and that'd be fine. But for everything else, pilot watches, field watches, dive watches, I want lume on there. I use one of these at night. I put it next to the bed. If I wake up in the middle of the night, it glows all night long. You could easily see it. And there's that comfortable polyurethane strap. If I missed anything, check out my reviews of the other Seiko, the SRPB51. This is the SRPB99, the Seiko PADI Special Edition. In the other review, I think I talked longer on it, but covered the same things. The next Seiko I'm going to do is my PADI Special Edition reissue of the Turtle. So thanks again for watching my channel. Looking forward to seeing you next time on my next review. So please like and subscribe. Take care, and take your favorite watch on your next adventure, and it'll be a lot more fun. Take care now.